This attachment exists because one person at Fringe was just built a little bit different. And instead of telling him to deal with it, they built something. Perrin, why don't you tell them why it's called the Drew?
Before we get to the review, here's why this attachment is called the Drew. And it's actually a really human story. Drew was Fringe Sport's COO for a couple of years. He genuinely was a great guy and also lovingly, freakishly tall. He's somewhere around 6'6" to 6'8", a former professional basketball player with a massive wingspan, and he loved training on the Dane. But when it came to lat pull-downs, his arms were so long that to get a real stretch, he basically had to sit on the floor. So instead of telling him to just deal with it, Fringe did what they tend to do. They built something specifically for him. And yes, the 5'9" is the ideal male height joke actually started as a very loving way to tease Drew for being absurdly tall. The attachment was made for him. And even though Drew eventually had to step away to take care of family, the solution stuck. That is why this is called the Drew. If you enjoy reviews that are honest, practical, with just a touch of human story mixed in, we'd love for you to subscribe and stick around with us.
What started as a fix for one person ended up solving a much bigger problem. At the practical level, the Drew gives a 3x3 functional trainer a more traditional commercial lat pull-down feel without adding any footprint. It stays mounted on your rack while you're training, doesn't clutter the floor, and comes off just as easily when you don't need it. This isn't a permanent modification. It's a tool you can rotate in and out depending on how you want to train. Now let's be completely honest. Both the standard trolley mounted pull down and a more commercial style pull down are perfectly valid ways to train. The difference isn't right versus wrong. It's where the bias falls. With a more angled pull, a lot of people feel their upper back light up early, their rhomboids, mid traps, but never quite feel the lats take over. A more forward, vertical biased pull makes it easier to drive the elbows down and bias the lats more, similar to what you feel on a commercial lat pull down. The Drew exists to give you that option, not to replace anything, just to expand how you train. So one of the best parts is how easy this is to rotate in and out. This is literally one pop pin. The Drew goes on and off the rack just like a J-cup. If you want added height, you can run it high. If you just want a more forward pull point, you can run it a little bit lower. And if you want to go back to a standard setup, it just comes off in seconds. Because you're actively pulling on this, the pop pin provides lateral stabilization for safety. It limits side-to-side movement under load, which is exactly what it's there for.
From a fit and finish standpoint, this is honestly on the upper end of Fringe's offerings, especially for an attachment. The powder coat is clean, the edges are finished well, and nothing feels rushed or cheap. Has a little bit of flash to it. Between the Warhawk red pulleys and pop pin, the cutouts and the laser cutout logo. But it still feels solid, like something that's meant to be used hard and live in your gym long term. And considering this is a sub $200 attachment designed to handle heavy load, the execution here is really well done. And I'll be honest, the Warhawk red pulleys and pop pin just sound cool and look cool. Fringe definitely enjoys their naming, and this one actually fits. It's subtle, but it's very Fringe.
For anyone wondering about size and weight, the Drew weighs 16 pounds. Overall dimensions, 24.9 inches tall, 6.3 wide, and 24.3 deep. It's not all that big. Construction is 12-gauge steel tubing with 6-gauge plate where it matters, UHMW at the wear points, and aluminum pulleys. It's rated for 550 pounds. The metal frame carries a lifetime warranty, and the cables are covered for about 1 year. It fits 1-inch or 5/8 racks using a pin you install yourself. You install the pin, tighten the cable attachment points, and you're off to the races. Fringe includes a cable cutter. Just remember, once you cut it, you own that length. And if you plan to move this between different racks, cutting it too short can limit you later. If you want a higher pull point, you actually set the trolley lower. That gives the Drew more cable length running down the back. All right, so the arm itself is offset on the upright because the pulleys are mounted on the side of it, not inside it, which keeps the cable travel centered. There's also a hanging port for the lat bar. If you rack an attachment with the cable fully tensioned, it won't always unrack cleanly. The ball stopper can catch on the attachment. All right, there are two easy ways to fix that. First, just pull a little slack in the cable before you unrack the attachment. That alone solves that part of it. Second, you could rack the attachment with the cable on top of the bar, not underneath it. It's not a clean fix, but it will work. Do either of those, and it unracks clean every time. So once you actually put weight on it, there's no drama, which is exactly what you want. There's no flex under load. It's smooth through the entire pull, and it works exactly as described. So for context, we're doing all of this on our GetRX'd Viper, and the Drew integrates really cleanly here. This is where it really shines on lat pulldowns. The pull feels controlled, the path stays consistent, and you're able to stay in a strong position without fighting the rack. That more forward pull point makes it easier to drive your elbows down and keep the tension where you want it. And it's not just a lat pull down attachment. For tricep press downs, being pushed slightly further away from the upright actually helps. You're not crowded, you're not hitting the rack, and you can stay more upright through the movement. It just feels cleaner and more natural than being pulled straight down off the trolley. And yes, if you were looking closely, that Keppi 6000 bench you saw here is fully stainless. It's the 6000X, and the full video on that is coming soon. So whether it's push downs or press downs, the Drew stays stable, it stays smooth, and it does exactly what it's supposed to do. So like we've said, there's no perfect single answer for every application. But if you look at the ecosystem it was designed around, you can base expectations off of that. On the Dane, you can expect roughly 12 inches of added vertical height and about 8 inches of extra distance away from the upright, depending on how high you mount it. This isn't a must-have for everyone, and that's what I like about it. If your current setup already feels great, you really don't need it. But if you've ever felt your upper back light up while your lats never quite take over, or if you need additional height for full range of motion, this solves that problem. And at $179, this is a sub $200 attachment designed to handle heavy load, and it's done really, really well.
And if you do decide the Drew is right for you, our Fringe Sport affiliate link is down in the description. We've also included links for Keppi and GetRX'd since they made an appearance in this video. Using any of those supports the channel at no extra cost to you, and we genuinely appreciate it.